Welcome back to the second half here at Bremerton Memorial Stadium. The hometown Knights in a little bit of hurt right now. They are behind 28-7. North Mason has come in here working on absolutely every cylinder they needed, and they have a huge lead on these guys. So we'll see what adjustments they made. I'm Kitty Campagna with West Sound TV. On the other microphone, we have Keith Armstrong, who I think has been hooked by the announcing bug. He's done it before, and he's doing a great job with us.
Yeah, thank you very much. You're right. I'll be the first to tell you I'm a little surprised by this score at halftime here. I thought it'd be a little bit closer, and giving the edge to the Knights. But I tell you what, North Mason has done a great job coming in here, establishing the run, and really just relying on that running game the entire game to build this 28-7 lead.
Well, and Coach Gillum used absolutely every second he could in the locker room before those guys came out of here. I'm hoping they probably got warm in there, did a little bit of stretching as well, but some conversations were held.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of the conversation was directed at his defensive line, who was just getting, they're just getting beaten off the line of scrimmage. The offensive line of North Mason is controlling the line of scrimmage, opening up holes for number 40 Marsh, and he is just following his blockers to pay dirt, so to say. So I see, I would hope that a stern talking to during the halftime break for the Knights, and that they'll come out here and kind of reestablish themselves, and believe me, this game is far from over. It's 3 scores, and in the way Bremerton has the big playability, we could be 28-28 here within 10-15 minutes. So
well, Bremerton saw that happen to them last week against Squim, so certainly it could happen against North Mason in Bremerton's favor. The good news, Bremerton gets the ball to start the second half. That kick went out of the end zone, so it's a touchback. We're going to start out at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, brand new slate right in front of them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of offensive set they come out here in the second half, whether or not they're going to look to continue running the ball, or they've had some good success throwing the ball down the field on those seam routes, and really good success hitting the running backs out of the backfield for good yardage. So it'll be interesting to see what they try to do here in this opening drive.
Bremerton has gotten a lot of yards, just not as much scoring. There's immediately a pass for close to a first down.
Yeah, nice throw to number, thought that was 83, but I don't see him on our program. 85, Christian Lawman, the 6'1", 185-pound wide receiver. Nice, like I said, that seam route seems to be open the entire game. All that is that those receivers are going up between the zones and looking for an opening.
And that exactly 10 yards. That one's overthrown over Brown on the outside. So that's going to make it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, applying the pressure there for North Mason was Tyler Gruhl, came through from his linebacker position. Mahoney out of the shotgun, the single back set. Looks deep, looks right, up the middle to number 85, Christian Lawman again.
Look, it's another first down. Bremerton coming out doing exactly what they wanted to do on offense, move the ball, establish their presence, and say, hey, we're not done yet.
Yeah, I think maybe they've kind of maybe not abandoned the run, but I think there's some opportunities.
Oh, they might have wanted to after that fumble.
Fumble the ball. Looks like a little bit of bad exchange between number 11, Connor Mahoney, the quarterback, and 14, Calvin Cardwell on the running back position. And you just hate to see that. They were very successful coming out here, throwing the ball down the field, and they try to hand it off and they fumble.
Makes no sense whatsoever. That would be the one that would be the problem. So first down on the Knight 43, and North Mason running a distance again, I tell you.
Number 40, Tommy Marsh, again on the left side of that offensive line, just running for pay dirt.
He gets that initial opening and then puts a little extra speed on the sideline, and the size that he is, it takes several Knights to bring him down.
Yeah, look at those legs walking off the field. They're just humongous, just a built like a tree, built like a tree stump.
That's kind of where I was going too. 1st and 10 on the 14. North Mason coming at the door again and just bulldogging their way right to almost a first down.
Yeah, nice little change of pace between Anthony Lopez, number 32 freshman, running the ball.
That sets up a 2nd and 1 at the 4-yard line so they can get a first down without scoring. Bremerton's still trying to figure out, how do we stop these guys? Straightforward again.
Little Wildcat direct snap to number 40, Tommy Marsh, something we haven't seen yet so far in the game.
First down, and at about the 1.5, or probably the 2-yard line. Exchange of ball from the little ball boy. At quarterback, that still this same guy been running it all night, Matt Becker, just a sophomore, but you don't need a whole lot of running if you master the handoff. Oh, there's a flag down.
Yeah, it looks like
this
we're
is
gonna
not
have
gonna.
Looks like it might be a hold.
And that is confirmed by our referee.
You know, you hate to see that a yard from the touchdown, you know, especially when you're up 28-7, and you know, really, this touchdown here could be a backbreaker, and you hate to see they're in that real compact formation where they got pretty much all 11 guys all there stacked in the box, and you know, you hate to see a hold in that situation.
Still going to be first down, and it's going to be goal to go. Moving them back 10 yards. Ball's on the 12. They certainly have not had difficulty moving it that far. Becker and 3 backs. He is, they're going to try a pass. Almost intercepted. No.
Yeah, that's a good idea, but Becker needs to get that ball needs to throw it towards those pylons over there on the left side of that end zone. Much bigger wide receiver versus the cornerback, so he needs to throw that in a spot where only the wide receiver can get to it. And he had a little bit of leverage on that cornerback, so it would have been nice to see him, you know, fade that out more towards the pylons and let your receiver run underneath that.
Gonna run it again here. Let's have Tommy Marsh do it instead.
But if that doesn't work, we'll just hand it off to Tommy Marsh on the left side again for a touchdown.
Touchdown Bulldogs. 34-7 lead here with 9:09, so 3 minutes that took.
Yeah.
And you might be right, that could just be the backbreaker. We're not quite looking at running clock yet. That's a 40-point lead. But these Bulldogs just running right over the Knights. Hall puts it up, and it is good.
Solid kick.
I want to know if those referees practice doing that in tandem when they raise their arms, because they do look at each other before they put it up. It's kind of a synchronized extra point mark. So at the 9:09 mark here, just in the beginning of the third quarter, it is 35-7 in favor of the visiting Bulldogs. Knight's going to be getting the ball again. They had a nice drive started there until the fumble, and that is really tough to handle.
Yeah, I was a little surprised they went. They had great success on that opening drive in the second half, throwing the ball down the field, and the one time they do try to hand it off, they fumble it. So, you know, I hate to second guess, but you know, you kind of wonder why they didn't keep throwing the ball.
I don't know. I agree with you. They've been having great success.
And I think now if you're Bremerton, you're thinking to yourself, okay, let's try to get this down to a 2-score deficit heading into the fourth quarter. So,
and they have time.
They do have
there's
time.
There's no doubt about it. And we continually talk about their big playability, and it is out there.
Yeah.
What has been impressive is that North Mason has done what they said they were setting out to do, not let the big play happen. So
exactly.
This is going to Michael Brown. I think I have the wrong number. No, that is Brown. He's within a host of Bulldogs up there. Made it out to about the 34, I think. Not a bad run back.
Yeah, good return. Stayed behind his blockers and kind of weaved his way through up to about the 34-yard line.
And the one thing that they do have to do is realize they still have a little bit of time. They're capable of doing this. If you try to take off too big of chunks here,
yeah,
you might be in trouble.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't want to do is that you don't want to try to get it all on one play here and force another interception or fumble. So, you got to be careful. You want to get back in the game quickly, but you also have to.
There's Brown. He's got it. Going he might be going the distance. Nope. Couple missed tackles there. One of those things that you didn't want to see if you're a North Mason fan. Great pass by Mahoney.
Yeah, that pass has been there all night, and they've just had trouble. They've completed a couple times, but they've had defenders all over them, and Brown was able to get some good yards after the catch there.
First down and 10 on the 15. Exactly what the Bremerton fans want to see. Really nice halftime performance by they had their flag drill team, the band. It was very good. That one for no gain, 2nd and 10.
Nice job by Doug to, actually not Doug Snover, that was Justin Hill to interrupt that pass there.
You'll let them complete it if they don't get any yardage. It's always a good plan. Mahoney back in shotgun still. He keeps the ball, but he is sniffed out by 71.
Yeah, tried to run that little fake fly sweep, and then the quarterback keeps it and goes up behind the center, but North Mason's defensive line definitely did not fall for that.
Connor Lawton with the tackle, and that was a one-on-one sort of tackle. 3rd and 12 from the 17-yard line. Looks out to the flat, finds a receiver.
Looks like he's going to be just short by about 3 yards, and I would think that Bremerton will probably go for it here on 4th down.
We mentioned that they have a fair amount of time, but not that much, so I agree with you. It's 4th and 4 from on the 9-yard line. So obviously they can get a first down without scoring, but they're looking to get into this end zone right now.
Yeah, this is definitely a big play here in the game. If they can convert here, get themselves 4 more downs and try to punch this ball in.
Looking ahead. Oh, throws behind his receiver, Lauman. Looked like he might have had number 20 wide open had he gone towards the end zone.
Yeah,
that was Dan Dulski.
That's one of those things where you at least want to give your wide receiver an opportunity to catch the ball, and that thing was so far behind him that he's running that slant route. There's no way he can stop and adjust his body to go back against his motion to catch that pass.
6:47 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, and a turnover on downs. Flag out there, one of the blue ones flying. Not sure why.
I think we might have an illegal participation. Referee Robert Schauger counting those up. Bremerton High School grad.
That's our man in the white hat.
Yeah, looks like we have
Either that or someone choked someone. That is one of the more unique signals that I have seen.
Yeah, that's called for. You can have 12 men in the field, but you can't break the huddle with 12, and that's where that penalty comes in.
Okay. So that's going to be 1st and 15 from the 4. Or not.
Looks like we got a timeout, North Mason.
We'll take an opportunity at the timeout. We got some halftime scores from places. Ole was leading PA 21-0. Bellarmine Prep had a 10-0 lead on South Kitsap. Eastside Catholic 14-0 over Bainbridge. North Kitsap 17-0 over Squim. Kingston, we don't know if it was a final, but in the 4th it was 28-7 over Clahalia. And in just the first quarter, CK and Gig Harbor tied at 0.
Yeah, that's a big game for the Cougars because this is the year where the Narrows only sends 3 teams to the playoffs.
And
so,
that is huge,
yeah.
then, definantely. And Gig Harbor already
Gig Harbor's
South
1-0,
Kitsap.
Gig Harbor's 1-0, and CK's 0-1 in league. So, last year was 4 teams. This year it's 3. That 4th team switches off with the SPSL 4A league every other year.
Running it forward. A lot of Bremerton Knights there, bringing them down.
Like big Tommy Marsh there again running the football. He's had a great night. He's probably well over 130, 140 yards rushing.
I don't see why you wouldn't hand it to him unless his hands had fallen off, because he has just done an incredible job.
Yeah.
2nd and 11 got back most of the penalty there. They can't still be on the 4, I don't think, are they? Getting a fair amount of that yardage back.
Yeah, looks like maybe just short a couple yards there. They're running to that left side of that offensive line, so they've probably found something over there that a good matchup or just just straight up smash mouth football where they're just out muscling the other guys.
Well, when you look at the two teams, North Mason seems to have some size advantages out there, and they are taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
It's about 3rd and 4 from the 17. Now we have a flag coming in at the end.
This will be interesting. I don't know if this is going to be perhaps a piling on penalty where, or
first of all, we have a hold. Yep. Not really where you expected to see the flag at that point, but that is what they've called.
Yeah, and I'll probably, if I'm Bremerton here, I'm probably going to decline this and give them, it's either going to be 3rd and about 11 or 4th and about 6. So
I would agree with you. You want to get the ball back. You don't need it. They're already deep in their own territory right now.
But they're taking the penalty. So.
See what we know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But you actually got paid to coach at some point. I have done volunteer coaching over my years, but never gotten any payment. Third and 10, they say, with this on their own 17. Clock is winding down. There are only 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Looks like he's going to pass. And that is intercepted.
Nice interception there by Bremerton Knights there. Number...
is that Cardwell?
Is that 14?
Yes.
Yeah, 14.
So that is not as successful as a punt would have been, because they had the wind to their back on that. So one of the few mistakes that we've seen out of this North Mason team tonight.
Yeah, still that's not a bad, outcome on that play. They were, if that was incomplete, they would have punted, and they probably would have been about the same, position they are in now. But it's 6 and 1, half does the other, I guess.
The Knights are in Bulldog territory, and they're going to try a run now, going around the side, but caught up.
Yeah, nice job by number 48. Cole Reinhardt there, running him down from behind.
Cole's just a sophomore, so you'd love to see that if you're Coach Beavers. 2nd and 7 from the 38. Looks ahead to his receiver, and incomplete.
So we've got a flag on the far side of the field. From the side judge, might be illegal formation or offsides.
They're making up for the lack of flags in that first half now. I think the blue just wasn't coming out as easy.
Looks like
a shift.
Legal shift, 2 men in motion at the same time probably.
In case you don't know, we have located ourselves down near the field, and we are part of the kids' football game on the sideline, so it's a whole lot of fun here. It is going to be 2nd and 12 from about the 38. Goes back, and that one's going to be incomplete as well. So that's going to bring 3rd and long. Bremerton still just trying to find the right mix of things. They every once in a while seem to just figure it out, and then it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, it almost seems like they're just kind of missing one piece here tonight. I can't pinpoint it. They've been very successful the last couple of games, running the ball, passing the ball. So
they knew they had some problems with defense the way Squim came back, but their offense isn't gelling as well as I thought they would.
Yeah.
That to Cardwell doesn't look like it's got enough for a first down.
Yeah, he's going to be, I think at least 7 or 8 yards short of a first down. I think they're almost in, you almost got to go for it here at this point of the game. Yeah.
So if they are unable to do this, it's as if North Mason had completed that pass in the first place. But they're bringing new personnel on, so they are actually going to punt the ball. Punting against the wind, they might be able to pin them back deep in their own territory. 4th and 10 from the 38. Not a bad idea, though. You do have to give your punting team some practice.
Yep.
Smart move, lets that go past, because that would have been a really tough catch. That's
I don't know if he was going to maybe try to catch it there or just kind of looks like at the last minute he kind of dove out of the way there.
That's going to be a touchback with 3 minutes and 8 seconds left. North Mason leading 35-7. And it's going to be 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Let's give a big thank you to the Peninsula Subaru Group, who are helping bring live streaming this, and of course the Kitsap Sun. If you want to find it and you're hearing this later, kitsapsun.com/football. And there's some football out of North Mason once again. Wow.
Yeah, number 40, Tommy Marsh, just running with reckless abandonment tonight. There's just, no one can really stop him.
He just needed his name on a continuous loop for this evening. Sets it up at about the 40, and it's going to be 1st and 10.
If I had $1 for every time we've mentioned his name tonight, we'd be eating at Sizzler.
Except it's closed.
Except it's closed, that's right.
And that's how many dollars we have as well. So it works out beautifully.
All right, we'll go to Black Angus.
Okay.
Oh, wait, that's close too.
The keg. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
How old are we? Way old. Me, way older. So we'll go that way.
What was before the keg? Sea Galley.
Ooh, you are correct. That is forever. But see, you grew up here.
Yes.
I am a Billings, Montana native, and been here for over 30 years, though. So I feel pretty native these days. 2nd and 10 on the 40.
Or we go get an Elsie's burger.
There you are. I do remember Elsie's. No doubt about it. North Mason just running the ball straight forward. And he is still moving. Somebody other than Tommy Marsh this time. I think that was number 18. No, I don't have an 18, so that can't be right.
I think it was number 16, Juan Hamilton.
Okay. Giving the senior running back a little opportunity out there. Quite a change. He is listed at 5'10", 175. That makes it 3rd and 5. Here he comes straight through the pile. So, you know, we keep saying Tommy Marsh, but that one was 45. And that was Victor McIntosh, who has had a touchdown this year and over 100 yards running.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the North Mason's running backs. Whoever's their running backs coach over there does a really nice job of them. There's they're getting a lot of yards after that initial contact, and that's just, you know, them keeping their legs churning and keeping their heads down and running hard.
Well, and the fact that we're suddenly seeing a couple other backs out there and still getting that,
yeah,
you know it's also a really good effort by the offensive line.
Oh, most definitely.
Well, Bremerton again outsized a little bit here. You can see that, and they are just getting worn down. That defense has been out there forever, but that means little in high school because so many of these kids play both ways. Another good run. It is now about 3rd and 4. Third and 4 on the 34. They just keep moving farther and farther into night territory. And the wind is coming farther and farther in our territory.
Like another first down for the Bulldogs to end the 3rd quarter of play here, 35-7 at Bremerton Memorial Stadium.
Back for the 4th quarter, 35-7 lead for North Mason. 4 touchdowns, just amazing, absolutely amazing. And I think what amazes me more is that there's only one up there on the board for Bremerton.
Yeah, this is definitely, I don't think, the way that the Knights saw this game going. You know, from the opening drive by the Bulldogs, it's been pretty much all North Mason tonight. They've done a good job of running the football. They've done a great job of limiting the big plays of the Knights, and you know, they've done an even better job of running the ball and passing the ball. It's just a great performance by the Bulldogs.
Well, I expected a seesaw affair when one starts out and scores and then the other answers right back, and then you just suddenly see it changing.
Yeah.
1st and 10 on the 27. Couple yards on that play, probably about 3, and so we're looking at 2nd and 7. North Mason just keeps going forward.
Yeah, there's no reason to go keep running, getting away from the running game at all whatsoever. They're just you know, just lining up and running the ball straight ahead, and they're having great success at it.
On such a windy night, it's been kind of tough to pass, although both teams have had a little bit of success there. Whistles and flags. Thinking there must have been some motion out there or offsides. False start on the offense. 11:20 left in this game. Pretty happy looking North Mason crowd over there. Those, even as cold as it has gotten this evening, when you're ahead, it's always a little bit warmer.
Oh, I hear you there.
Becker doing a really nice job handing that thing off. Good run around the end, getting a good distance.
Nice job by the running back there to kind of set up his set up the cornerback. Looked like he was going to go outside of him, and he cut back and kind of came up inside of him, and really nice gain for another Bulldog first down.
The number I saw on that is Josh Becker. So I'm assuming there might be some relationship there. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it looks like we got a couple brothers. There's the Gruel brothers and Beckers, and
there used to be the Rennies, and now we just have Andy. That went to the first guy through for a couple yards, all the way down to about the 14.
It's like Taylor Saylor on the tackle tonight, the first time we've really called his name this evening.
Well, they have basically made him non-existent tonight. Bringing in 3 brand new backs from the sideline. Coach Beaver's using up some different personnel right now. That's number 32 taking it into the end zone. That is DeAndre Dixon. We know he scored the long one earlier, so that extra burst at the end, one more score for this North Mason team. So if you didn't think they were for real, you're wrong.
A very impressive drive there for the Bulldogs. Again, just lining up, and looks like they might have run a trap there where the guard rolls over and kicks out the defender, the first guy past the center, and pretty much wide open there for him to just trot into the end zone.
And again, looks like that extra point is good. 9 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in this game. 42-7 lead for the North Mason Bulldogs over the Bremerton Knights here on September 27th, 2013, Friday Night Lights. Just amazing. Now, we've seen a couple other, we saw North Kitsap and Klahowya, and my guess is, because we're trying to pick the game of the week as the games happen and for the best game, there's only a couple of home games this next week, and we should be seeing North Mason at Kingston, which really ought to be a battle because those are 2 incredibly good running teams.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be a good matchup up there in Kingston Friday night. And
so do you think we should record Tabanera on the loop or Marsh?
Well, I got my money's on Marsh. I like the guy. I like the way the guy runs the ball. I like the way that he doesn't go down the first time he's hit, and he's just got great balance and just such a low center of gravity that if he's one-on-one with you, you're not going to get him down. You're going to have to get your teammates to help you tackle him, and he's just done a great job this evening of running the ball. He's, for a kid that big, he's got a nice change of pace to him, and he's got some speed to break away, but then again, he's got the power to run over you.
And he's had a pretty successful career. I think he started as a freshman from what I remember. I've been calling his name for years, but what he's developed into is very impressive. Kickoff to one of the deeper man. Brings it out to about the 30-yard line. And again, Bremerton is going to start off 1st and 10 at their own 30.
Yeah, they've been definitely the battle of field position tonight has gone to the Bulldogs.
This is a point now where Coach Gillum is looking for positives. He's trying to see what his guys are made out of. What do you do when you're down by this? You may not be able to come back, but you certainly need to come down and score again.
Yeah, they're not gonna give up. They're a good, well-coached team, and your players kind of play the way that your coach did, and he was a hard-nosed football player, so I don't expect for them to just keel over and try to get out of here.
That timeout was I think a North Mason timeout. Not sure what maybe coach is seeing what new player personnel packages he can put out there. But a big thank you as well this evening to Spencer Anderson for Spencer and his numb fingers for running the computer and the camera this evening. We're in kind of a football area where we've more than once become friends with the little kids who are throwing the football around here. We knew they liked to roll down the hill. We knew we were possibly in danger, but there's only so much space here. We wanted to be on the side where we could see our referees make the call. Nice run coming around the outside. Got some distance. He looks like he's going to see what he can do. That's number 22 running it, brought down from behind by none other than, say it together now, Tommy Marsh.
Tommy Marsh.
Wow. Nice run, though, by Michael Brown.
Yes, it was.
All the way down to the Bulldog 30, and it's going to be 1st and 10.
Probably their biggest play of the night, I think. Unfortunately, it's in the 4th quarter when you're down 42-7.
Well, and you know Michael Brown is a playmaker. He's already had 3 receptions for touchdowns, and this is an opportunity with that run to get the ball in his hands.
Looks like we got a flag come flying in. Maybe not.
Or they're just going to run. They're going to make it go. 9 minutes and 14 seconds remaining. Ooh. And the referee trying to get that chain gang moved. And they are now moved. That was Mahoney trying to get Brown to go in motion, and it just didn't work correctly that time. Blew the whistle already. Going to be 1st and 15 from the 28. Bremerton continues with this quick-paced offense. Got a handoff to that first man through, not expecting the run.
Nice job by number 60. Looks like 66 maybe on the tackle. Justin Hill.
Oh, and you did get us a report at halftime on the young man who went down for North Mason.
Yeah, it looks like I saw the Rob Schauger, the umpire referee, during halftime. He says it looks like it was a torn ACL.
Ooh, very, very painful. It is 2nd and 7 from the 20. Another timeout out there on the field. And again, both coaches just trying to look for some positives with different personnel in some cases and others with their starters.
Yeah, this is definitely a kind of a critical point in the game when you're up by 42-7 or down 42-7. You kind of worry about injuries and things like that. So you got to be very careful with your personnel and what's definitely got to be on the lookout out there.
Oh, flag goes up. Again having trouble with that motion play.
And Coach Terso looks like he's about ready to.
Not a happy camper.
Not a happy camper out there.
Yes, exactly.
2 guys in motion at the same time, which legal shift.
Keep moving backwards now, all the way back to the 25, 2nd and 12. Clock stopped for the penalty at the moment. 8 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in this game. You know, I'm thinking if people look at this score, they are going to underestimate Bremerton because there are some athletes out here. Mahoney, one of them, with a really nice play. We're seeing another flag out there, maybe.
Yeah, that's going to be a late hit out of bounds.
Wow.
Yeah, it's.
We are right beside that play, and that's a tough call.
And it's kind of deceptive here because you got the sideline, but then you got another white line about 3 yards outside of that. So I don't know if maybe he was mistaken Most fields will have that kind of yellow line, which is basically the line that kind of the coaches and players have to stay behind.
Either way, it's going to make it 1st and 10. Right down at the end zone where we can give you a much better look. Keeping it, but brought down by 2 Bulldogs. 72, one of those, Brody Knapp.
And number 76, Chad Schoonoven again.
You just like saying his name. But you should be. He has also played an extremely good game for
And
this.
he's only a sophomore, so we'll be calling his name quite a bit the next couple years.
It's a quarterback keeper. Didn't fool anybody.
And, you know, North Mason's had some good players come out of that high school. The young kid over at Wazoo, I think, starting on their offensive line.
Fullington. He came to one of the games that we were doing and came up into the booth. And that is one solid tree trunk legged man. Yeah.
And he's starting over there on the offensive line for the Cougars.
7:23 remaining. Man in motion, this time not 2 of them. They get a couple yards on that, but
It's going to be, 4th down, definitely 4 down territory.
got to make it all the way into pay dirt for this to count. 4th and 6. Would be a nice boost if the Bremerton guys can get this into the end zone.
Most definitely be a good confidence booster for them.
That's Brown in motion, gets it, is almost brought down by the shoe tops, but then a couple other Bulldogs bring him down. And again, Bremerton will have to turn it over on downs. That's got to be at least the 4th time tonight that they've turned it over on downs.
Yeah, and they've ran that fly sweep quite a bit tonight, and I think North Mason's just kind of sitting there sniffing it out and waiting for that play to be called. You know, in that situation, you maybe want a little misdirection or even, you know, maybe throw the ball.
I like the way Mahoney's been throwing the ball when he's had some good success with it.
Yeah.
But that particular time, just trying to get it into Brown's hands did not work. Coming through the middle, and he's going for it.
Wow.
He's outrunning him. Cardwell behind him.
Oh, my goodness. Wow, what a run.
Absolutely incredible. I guess when you're looking for Tommy Martian, it's not.
You hand it off to number 28, Josh Becker, instead.
Just amazing.
He was a shoestring away from about a 95-yard touchdown run.
We talked about Bremerton's big playability. Look what North Mason has done. They've had a couple really long plays. 6:19 remaining, 42-7 lead. In high school football, you know, you just keep playing. There's not a take the foot off the gas very often.
Yeah, and then, you know, you know, it's kind of, again, 6 and 1/2 does the other. You don't want to run up the score, but, you know, I've always been the philosophy that you never quit from what got you to where you're at. And, you know, they're just running the ball. They're not throwing the ball. They're running the ball. So you can't really, you know, as an opposing coach being beat 42-7, you can't get mad at the other team for running the ball and running the 85-yard run.
No,
so.
That was a missed assignment somewhere. It will be 2nd and 10 from the 12-yard line. North Mason just looking to take time off the clock with this. See what they can do. Oh, I think there may have been a fumble. It is. It is Bremerton's ball is what they're saying. And see, the PA guy didn't catch it as quick as I did, so I'm not that far behind. One positive you got to look at, there have been a couple fumbles caused by this Bremerton team. Anytime you can do a takeaway, that's a good thing.
Most definitely there.
1st and 10 from the 5, which isn't real positive, but at least you do have the ball. There's that pass out to the flat. Just is not recepted.
Yeah, and they got to be careful there not to throw that ball behind the line of scrimmage or, behind, because that's a live ball. And from my angle here, it looked fairly close to being, almost a lateral. But then again, we're about 300 yards away from the corner.
We are a little ways away, exactly. Low snap handled.
Eaten up by number.
That'd be 76.
Chad Schoonoven again.
Go ahead. Yeah, I thought I'd give you the honors once again. So this North Mason team is the entire package. Their defense is stepping it up. They are, even though they might not be as fast as Bremerton, we've not seen a whole lot of big plays. They are keeping up with the receivers, and they're also just getting into the quarterback pretty quick so that he has to choose to run.
Looks like we might have a safety here, maybe. Yes, a safety for the Bulldogs.
2 more.
Adding insult to injuries. Wow.
Coming off the field, pretty happy about that.
Yeah, and if I'm that North Mason coaching staff, I am definitely happy with the way that my team performed tonight.
Coming into enemy territory, the cold confines of Bremerton Memorial Stadium. Be pleased. You may be watching it from a mobile device in here. You're probably still warmer than we are, but it is set so perfectly to get the cold air off the water that it's amazing. 4 minutes and 33 seconds. 2 more points up for that North Mason team, 44-7.
And they're getting the ball back.
This is where they get the free kick, is that it? Or
yep, free kick from the 20-yard line.
We're about nearing the end of this. Let's thank Doc Parr once more for helping with setup and engineering. He gathers the equipment, brings it, and under the weather this evening, so not one of our voices, and we do miss that, I must admit that. Thanks to Spencer Anderson doing the streaming and the camera work. Keith, thank you tonight. I know that you too been dealing with some things with your knee and all that kind of stuff, so we really appreciate you coming out, because people do get tired if it's only my voice.
It's the first sign of old age.
The knee?
Knee, yeah. Probably the hip here pretty soon, and then maybe the other knee.
So I know you coached, but my guess is that you've played as well.
I played in high school my sophomore year, and then I played basketball my senior year. Then I played for 2 years for the Yokosuka Seahawks, which was a team that they had on the Navy base in Japan where I was stationed.
Okay. Those are good places to play, exactly. And position?
Tight end.
Tight end. I can see that at your height.
Yeah.
And yeah. Well,
and it was fairly neat because we played in a league with 5 other Japanese teams. So Kawasaki had a team, and Honda.
Oh, very neat.
And
yeah.
Yamaha and Suzuki all had different teams.
All the motorcycles
Yep.
had some teams out there, which is good. Yeah.
So we'd travel, and then I also played on the all-Navy basketball team when I was stationed in Japan.
Well, the extent of my playing was with the guys after school at Terry Park, and it was tackle, and they found out pretty quick that Kitty could tackle. So when I tackled the kid nicknamed Rocky, and I was also voted most likely to become the first female coach of the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, nice.
None of which have happened, but I'm certainly having fun with this. 1st and 10 from the 48, and North Mason runs the ball.
Yeah, they're just going to get a heavy dose of probably Tommy Marsh here, or
seeing if he's out there. I think Tommy might be getting a little bit of break right now.
I think Tommy's warming up the bus.
That's true. Good to see a couple other kids get some opportunity to play. You know how much a team depends upon the scout team and all those other kids who are out there who are playing against them. If you're not playing tough competition, you don't get any better.
Looks like we got a new quarterback in there also, number 1, Tyler Gruel, taking the snaps.
It's going to be 3rd and 10 now, still at about the 48. Gruel keeps it and is brought down behind the line of scrimmage, it looked like.
Yeah, I think it maybe been a busted play there. I think that was intended for the fullback coming through that 2-hole. Looks like it'll bring up a 4th down and a punting situation for the Bulldogs.
3 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. 44-7 lead for the Bulldogs. And not a real happy night crowd. It has gone pretty quiet around here.
Yeah, it's you're going to see this place clear out probably pretty fast.
If they just help us take down our pavilion, we'll be okay. One of the few punts that North Mason has had. That's a great punt, kicking it away from the guy who's back there. Does go out of bounds, not real far. I think they said it's about the 33. If they're at the 48, doing my math, 15 yards. And it says 1st and 10 at the 32, 2:28 remaining. Still looking for a score or something for these Knights, because I don't think 7 represents what I've seen out here. I'm convinced they are better than that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they're a lot better. I think they just ran into a team that's, came in on a high at 3-0, and this is a big game early in the Olympic League season, and just doing the 4 teams we've done the past 2 weeks, or last week, North Kitsap, Klahowya, and today North Mason, Bremerton. North Mason by far is the best team I've seen so far in the Olympic League.
There's a lot of parity in this league, and that's one of the things I really like about it. I think on any given night, just about any team can beat another, and maybe other than Port Angeles at the moment. But this North Mason team is going to be tough to beat. I'm really looking forward to North Mason and Kingston next week.
Yeah, that'll be a good matchup at Kingston High School, and Kingston always has had a very well coached football team, so it'll be a great matchup again.
2 minutes and 28 seconds remaining with the timeout right now. Bremerton still looking to their coaching moments where he's bringing them over, making sure they know what they're doing now. There's still something we can do right here.
Yeah, no matter what the score is, you're always coaching and you're always pointing things out.
Almost, as you said, that almost looked like the lateral.
Yeah, and there's definitely some numbers out there for North Mason that we haven't called tonight. There's a number.
They may not be on the program even.
Yeah.
Still Mahoney back there, though. Still fielding some interesting snaps. Good run on the outside corner. That's Michael Brown with a 5-yard gain. Brought down by a host of Bulldogs again. That's one of the other thing you've seen out of North Mason. They've been able to do the one-on-one tackle, but there are a lot of guys around that ball when it's brought down.
Yeah, and that, again, goes back to Coach Beaver's, one of his points, keys to the game.
Aren't you glad you got your keys to the game?
Was, they have to tackle better than they have.
That was one of the incomplete pass.
Nice job by number 23, Keeman Hughes, to break that up.
Dan Dolsky was the intended receiver. Or actually, that was Michael Brown out there. And he stopped and looked. I I think that was one of those wind-aided ones where the ball went farther than he expected it to go.
Yeah, number 22, Terry Winslow, also back there on the coverage.
3rd and 4 on the 38. Mahoney's keeping it, looking for his receiver there. You can't catch it if it's not thrown to you. But that's an awfully tough throw, running off to that side and trying to throw it to him.
Yeah, most definitely looking for number, again, looking for 22, Michael Brand downfield. It's just been a rough night for the Knights tonight. And knowing Coach Gillum and that coaching staff, they're just going to file this away and, come in and probably watch film tomorrow and start all over again on Monday because it's a whole new week. And
it's like being a reliever in baseball. You have to have a short memory.
Short memory, definitely.
Now, I must have missed, and that was a 4th down, and I didn't realize it.
Looks like you got a new quarterback for the Knights, number 12, Matt Becker, a sophomore, 75.
That has been the Bulldog quarterback most of the night.
Oh, you're right.
They brought back the original to do the 44 seconds and matches that 44 points that North Mason scored with a 44-7 lead, and that clock is just running down, taking as much time as they can. This game almost in the books. Take a second knee, and that should be enough because is it a 25-second clock?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I am just absolutely amazed with that. But the North Mason Bulldogs come all the way to Bremerton, what'd you say, 15 miles?
15 miles, yeah.
And they come away with a 44-7 Olympic League victory. They are for sure, at least, still a co-leader in the Olympic League.